Hello, everybody. Me and Ani just saw Steven Universe, and disregard the freaking AVG. It's like I updated all the time and say like, "Oh, we're trying to date now." I'm pretty sure I updated it yet, like yesterday. It's weird. Anyways, so we watched me and Ani actually did finally get to watch the new Steven Universe, not the other ones that followed it, but the stuff that was in that that in that one big episode. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. Okay. So Steven gets everybody to evacuate. The gems want Steven to leave too, so he could be safe. But then, but then the other gems from from the Crystal Gems homeworld took the Crystal Gems we know, and basically was about to take them to their home planet. Took Steven. But I like the new like villain that they had. It was she was kind of she or he, I don't know. I think it's a she because I've seen a lot of these crystal gems, but I've never seen like a dude crystal gem. So is it like Amazons where they're all women? Like, can a gem? Is there a crystal gem that's a dude? If there is, I haven't seen one. If there is, I'm just saying. So so they took Steven, they took Amethyst, they took Pearl, they took they took they they already had Lapis. Um, but then when Steven gets caught, there's this other one, um, the other one by the name of Ruby, looking for this other one named Sapphire. I'm like, oh, okay, a new crystal gem. That's cool. She's like Sapphire, I'm coming. And I'm like, okay. She's looking for another crystal gem that probably got imprisoned here before they got here. But when me and Ani just sat there and looked, they're gem fusion, but they're a fusion of Garnet. And me and Ani were just sitting here dumbfounded, just going like, huh? But when you think about it, it does make a lot of sense, Bugsy. Think about it. That's the whole reason why, because since Garnet and like Memphis confused because it was like a three-man fusion when you think about it. Too many minds gelling about. But I really enjoyed this episode so much, and I'm only not talking about it because I don't want to spoil too much. But it was fucking awesome. I didn't see the other episodes before that, and I wish I did. And now I gotta watch it on demand. Probably Sunday or tomorrow, depending. Well, not tomorrow because tomorrow is Saturday afternoon, and I gotta work on that. So, yeah. But this episode really, if you didn't see it, you need to see it. I can't spoil this. I can't spoil all of it for you, so that's why it's pretty vague. I'm just saying, if you can watch that episode, if you have like where you can see it online, but you gotta hook it up with your cable provider, go ahead and do that. And if you got Cox cable like I do, go on demand and watch this thing. I gotta say, watch the other ones that perceive this one, and you will know what I know. And and Ani, go ahead, say your perverted thing. I think Ruby and Sapphire are technically lesbians because Garnet sings a song and we're like, she ain't talking about the other gems. She's talking about her. She's talking about the two gems that fuse into her. Saying relationship. I'm like, whoa. They just make there's some me and Bugsy actually looked at that song. We were looking like, oh my god, lesbian gems. It's come full circle, honey. It's come full, it's come full circle. But I bet you a whole bunch of people that are gonna catch on to that. Yeah, I mean, pretty subtle, Bugsy. I mean, other than me and you can pick up on it because we're us. But I don't think a lot of people will. That's good. It's good. I hope no one does. All we need is a bunch of. See, that's all we need. Like a bunch of freaking, you know who's, protesting Steven Universe for lesbianism. But yeah, that's pretty cool. But okay, at the end, I have to talk about this. Lapis fuses with the other gem. I forgot her name. I forgot him or her name. She looked like a dude. I'm sorry. But she fused with Lapis, and Lapis was like, "I'm done being everybody's prisoner, so you're gonna be my prisoner." So as they fuse, she freaking takes her new form body and plunges it to the water with her powers. And I really do like Lapis. I find her kind of interesting. I find her really, really, really interesting. And yeah, I'm telling you guys, watch the other episodes before this one, because somehow Steven got the mayor involved in it. I was like, okay, they saved the day a few times. But no, I looked at Deadpool's video, and it was because he did something in a previous episode that they already showed in this little week of Steven, So, go see that. Seriously. And the song that Garnet sings is just, it's amazing. And it sounds like a certain something. But I'm not going to say what it is if you guys already figured it out. But, it's a good episode. I say watch the other ones before watching this one. Because I was pretty lost. That's about it. So see you guys later. I am Bugsy, your chaotic jester. And I'm on Marvin. I didn't get to say a lot in this. Other than you got to say the crystal gems are lesbians. What? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying it kind of fits, because if you listen to that song like very carefully, you kind of get a little hint of it. But maybe it's just me, or maybe it's just me and you being dirty perverts. Maybe that's a possibility. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm saying. Maybe we're right, or I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? But, I'm just saying. But, but while we're here, before we really do end this video, I would like to talk about Shad-Amy. Or Sadamy. Sounds like, Bugsy, Sad-Amy sounds like sodomy. I'm just saying, it sounds like it. It really does, doesn't it? It's weird. Okay, since only two of us are here, it's really not a Shipping Busters episode. But while we're here after doing the review, I would like to chime in with me and Bugsy would like to chime in with our 2 cents on the whole Sad-Amy thing. Me and Bugsy feel like there's it's like the whole Sonic and Rouge thing. I mean, me and Bugsy do think, like, in our minds, we do think we could possibly believe that Sonic and Rouge probably had, like, a thing in our minds. But if we're going by actual game, like Shadamy, we're going back to game canon. The only people only believe this, and we were looking at Marik's video about it, or was it Fire GX Law or something, whatever. But let me explain. See it just the proof that people have against Shadow and Amy like being to being together, Amy liking Shadow. You only there's only like one little piece of there's like two pieces of kind of evidence, but it's not really evidence. It's just saying Shadow goes there's like this one part in Shadow the Hedgehog, like at the very end, like Amy says, Shadow is blah blah blah. He's finally a hero, blah blah blah. And people will say like, "Oh, Amy likes Shadow," and that ain't true. She just said like he complimented him because he saved the day. He fought the Black Arms. He fought the Black Arms and basically saved the day. And they were and some people use Sonic Adventure 2, and I'm like, that wasn't really anything. That was him kind of helping Shadow out as kind of as a friend, But it's like everybody wants to have Shadow and Amy together. And I'm not talking about the comic books. The comic books is a whole different beast altogether. Because, Ian Flynn said that Silver could be related to Amy and Shadow, and that right there could be possible in terms of the comic. But as it stands now, Shadow-Me is not really a thing. It's cool if you guys want to make Shadow and Amy kind of a thing in your like fan fiction, because it's not really actually canon with a lot of stuff. But at the same freaking time, it's not canon, and we've seen some people that actually force the fact that they're a couple onto people. I hate that about certain shippers, because I understand you want Amy and Shadow to be a couple. You want it to be there so bad, but if there's nothing there. But if my friend Sonic 93 and some of the other Sonic fans who are shippers can call you out on it, don't get all freaking mad and butthurt that they actually did that, because they actually just showed you, they actually show you actual proof, not like, oh, I think Sonic and Shadow are. Not Sonic and Shadow. That's a different thing altogether, and I'm not talking about that. I think most Yaoi pairings don't. Most Yaoi pairings, all of them really just don't exist. They're just there to. They're just there for girl bait, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of chick Yaoi fans. They like that sort of thing. But anyways, back to what I was saying. But Shadow and Amy, they don't have any interactions, guys. They don't have any interactions outside. They don't really interact with each other. It's like Shadow and Rouge. They don't interact with each other. I mean, it's like Sonic and Rouge. They don't interact with each other to warrant it, some sort of relationship. And you guys always pushing it on people like, oh, that's what's there. But guys, you need to look at these games. If you are fans of the games, you gotta look at them and tell me, where do you see Shadow and Amy kind of bonding? Okay, let me tell you my interpretation of Shadow, because it's pretty close to the actual game, or at least I tried to stay a little bit closer to the actual game. Shadow is in all honesty, he's a loner. He's like a very emo type Vegeta. He'll help people. He'll help people. He's good when he's good, but that doesn't mean he'll get with somebody. because the only person he cared about was Maria. But he didn't care about Maria in a kind of romantic way. I mean, guys, Maria was 12. Maria was 12. That's kind of weird, don't you think? Don't you think for 5 minutes? Don't you think that's kind of weird? I mean, I'm not trying to be that guy that says, I'm not trying to be a guy that pokes a hole in your shipping, but don't you think it's kind of weird? Because back then, Maria was like 12. Don't you think that's a little weird? That makes kind of Shadow a pedo almost a little bit. But, I don't really, I never really saw Maria and Shadow's relationship to be more romantic. I thought of it more as either two friends or brother and sister because that that fits. I don't see Shadow being with anybody really. Not for real. Because Shadow's a loner. Shadow's an anti-hero. He'll help when he needs to. But other than that, he's usually by himself. I feel like after the events of Shadow the Hedgehog, when he, left for a while, he didn't see him until like Sonic Generations. I felt like Shadow was, traveling. He's free of Black Arms. He's free of his past. He finally let it go. I felt like, when he's not in the games, he's just kind of like traveling. He's traveling everywhere. That's what I feel like. Shadow's a loner, a lone wolf, and he does what he wants. I feel like there's a lot of things he'd have to be. There's a lot of things he'd have to do before he even considers actually dating somebody. And basically, Amy ain't one of them. Amy or Rouge. If you want to know about the Shadow and Rouge, Shadoosh, you need to go to my pal Sonic 93's channel. She basically breaks it down for everybody. So, yeah, go there. But personally, in my eyes, I just don't see Shadow going with anybody. But I really do hate those fan fictions that make Sonic like this abusive prick when he's not. He really isn't. I feel like the only reason he doesn't get really technically close to Amy, even though I don't really see Sonic Amy an actual kind of thing, is because think about it. If Eggman knew, I think Amy would be put in more danger than she's ever had before. Because now Eggman has something that he can use on. He has something to use on Sonic at any given time. And even though Eggman's goofy, I mean, we've pretty much seen that Eggman can do some evil shit. If like Lost World was any indication that he wasn't as menacing as he used to be. I'm just saying, with Sonic, it's just like he doesn't want to get close to her because he knows that shit will go down. I'm not saying that Amy can't protect herself, but I'm saying, she'd be constantly put into danger every time. And I'm talking about in terms of the game's canon. Think about it. Amy would be exactly kind of like Elise in the fact that she'd get kidnapped. I wanted to talk about that because I understand how everybody like wants Sad Amy to be real, but you gotta think about it. You gotta think about it through another perspective, not just your own, not just because you want this to happen. You have to think about it logically. If you don't think about it logically, people are just gonna say you're full of crap because you don't really understand it. You're just projecting your own fantasies on this couple, and that's what a lot of these Sonic Amy fans really do. They project what they want Amy and Sonic to be when it really isn't that. When it really isn't so in the games or in the comic, you know. And I don't like it when people like when Sonic Amy fans bash the ever loving shit out of Son Alley fans because I am a Son Alley fan, and it just hurt. It just kind of sucks that some of you can't understand that Sally is Sonic's first girlfriend. You know, that's the truth. That's the main underlying truth of the Sonic franchise. You know, and back in the day, I just saw Amy as more of a childish chick that just followed Sonic around because she has an undying affection for him. Do I still think that now? Sorta. I mean, Amy's getting a little bit better. Well, at least in the Sonic Boom canon. But other than that, no, Amy's still Amy in the main canon. Like, she'd have to grow. She had to be like her Boom counterpart for me to just kind of say like, oh, this could happen. But to me, Amy will always be what she is, and that's my opinion. I wanted to talk about that for a little bit because, because in the older days I was a lot more not nice to you, Amy. Amy fans, and I paid the price for that one with all the dislikes. But it's because I never met like any of you San Amy fans that were actually understanding or nice or any 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 kind of variation of that word, because a lot of you just hated Sally just because she wore no clothes and because you thought she stole Sonic away. Let me tell you something, for all you people that still hate Sally for whatever reason, Sally came first. Okay? Not Amy. Sally came first. And if we want to be technical, Amy Rose's original name was actually going to be Princess Sally, but they changed it because she didn't look anything like Princess Sally. So, boom, Amy Rose was born. So, in a way, for all you illogical fans that trip about freaking Sally, you kinda have her to thank on Amy's creation. So, chew on that for a bit. Alright, Bugsy, I think we're done. Ooh, good. Let's wait for that pizza. I'm freaking hungry. Me too, man. I don't get people that fast, man. I would be sitting here going like, pizza, burger. My God, Bugsy, how long have we been doing this? I'll be like, I'd be like, it's only been like 3 minutes. How you not gonna crack that quickly? Because I know you. How? I mean, not like you wouldn't crack. Okay, I'm not saying I wouldn't. But you gotta get your mind off certain things when if you're actually going to fast, man, you gotta get your mind on something else, off the food. You know what I mean? But I think I'm done. So see you guys later. This has been Bugsy with a little bit of the old. I'm gonna call this part a little bit of everything, or wisdoms, or whatever. Or Bugsy, call it the review pack. The review pack. Yeah, because you just shoved everything together in this one video. So call it the review pack. Okay. See you guys later. I'm Bugsy, your chaotic jester, and I will really see you guys later. And I'm on Sakamaru, and I in a sense, still am the thief of hearts. Why'd you sigh when you did that? Because it's like I only say it whenever. I only really say it whenever. I only really say that when I think about the old times, and that's what they used to call me back then. But that time's over. But I'll talk about that some other time. All right. Let's do something while we wait for this pizza. Bye, guys. Bye, folks.